At the moment, I'm not moving anywhere. I haven't felt like this for a long time. Been running like a couple hundred metres, and then been dry reaching on the side, and then just jog again, walk, jog, dry reach. I'm gonna sit here though. I'm never gonna want to move. I'm going. There's a guy to find his soul out there. It left me a while ago, so.
Go search for it.
Yeah, I reckon I'll find it somewhere.
Claim that shit back.
Yeah. Alrighty. I think the average person should always strive for more. A lot of people let themselves down and don't live to their full potential. I could easily sleep in, like, when I wake up, that's the first thing I think, like, is, oh, really? Like, I just want to hit that snooze and go straight back to bed, but I know that I'm just, going to miss out on that window to be able to do the training, so I just make myself get up. So I believe in limitations. I'm definitely going to put my mind and my body to the absolute limit within reason without wrecking myself. Like, I'm definitely going to push the limitations to see how far I can go. So to me, like, there really is no limits, and how far I go, I don't even know. But I know that I'm going to give it one hell of a crack. My name's Ryan Crawford, and I've been doing ultra running for the last 3 years. I've come from fighting Muay Thai professionally for the last, it's been 15 years kind of now. That's basically where it kind of started from running from the Muay Thai, and it just led me for new challenges, and now I'm on the journey with ultra running. My record with Muay Thai is 24 fights, 20 wins, WKBF Australian title. I've been a WBC Queensland title 2 times. I defended that belt. WMC state champion for Queensland.
Yeah, thankfully I got the win, but either way it was good anyway.
2 and a bit years ago, I was getting to the stage where I was starting to feel like, oh yeah, I'm getting a bit older, and I just started thinking like I needed a new challenge. And I was still fighting, and then all of a sudden I just seen this race come up called Dusk Till Dawn. I just decided I might just go try do a 100-kilometre run. End up smashing out, I think it was like 9 hours 30 or something like that, and end up winning it. After that, when I finished, I remember thinking I could hardly walk back to the car. I was butchered, and throughout that event, I just wanted to quit so bad so many times. The mental gain I got off it, like, and just pushing through so many barriers, I started thinking like, I like the challenge more of the running. Like, it's the mental side of it. You're not actually fighting anyone else. It's just you against you out there. And now I don't think I'll ever fight again, to be honest. I'm just hooked on the ultra running journey.
Ryan's my husband of 10 years. And he started his ultra career, I guess, 3 years ago. He likes the idea of pushing limits, his limits. He likes to think that that will encourage other people to push their limits, whatever their limits are. He does a lot of his training in the middle of the night. Again, that's why people think he's crazy. It's a different world out there when you're on your own on these trails. You're really experiencing the countryside and, your body at its extreme potential, and just the level of achievement that you can gain from it.
fascinated in the deeper events, like as in how long. That's why I signed up to the 200, because I know that everyone, you know, you can do a marathon, yeah, you can run them faster and try and get a better time, but I know I can run a marathon, you know what I mean? I do them every day. So it's just like, you know, I want to see, you know, challenges that are going to push me to the point, like that's what scares me about this one, because it's still like 200 miles, and I think to myself, like, can I do that? Like, that's 320k, like, that's going to kill me.
At the moment, a typical day for me would be, I've been getting up at 11:30 at night. First I get up, I have a bit of breakfast, I make me lunch, get out of my house probably about 12:30, and then I get down to Bribie Island, because that's where I'm working at the moment. Probably get there about 1:45 it has been, and I've been running a marathon before I start work, so anywhere between 42 to 44 Ks, a cruisy comfortable pace. I just allow myself 4 hours, so as long as I start by 2, I'm getting a marathon in no matter what. Like, I can finish before 6. I'm just basically getting up that early so I can get the heavy training in that I want to, because I know that a lot of people don't do that, and I know that's one of the things that people do think, like, you know, why would you do that? But I find it's the biggest difference. Majority of the time I've been getting anywhere between 3 and 5 marathons a week.
It's quite a paradox, really. As a coach, that anybody doing that sort of mileage, I'd normally be, well, it'd be a recipe for disaster. You can't sustain that, you know. And I know there'd be people looking at what he does now and just waiting for him to break down, or more interested certainly in just seeing just how far he can go with that level of training that he's doing, that sort of mileage, that sort of workload.
Probably the biggest thing I love about ultra running would 100% be the mind. I was always pretty good with the mind leading into fights, you know, just getting through the tough times. Even, you know, there's always another way through it, even when you think there's not, but the mind mastery is what I get off it.
Just getting ready to try to focus and relax, ready for what's to come. Got my wife in the car, sleeping. She's got all the stuff organised, so other than that, just trying to keep the thoughts to a minimum, really, and just save it for out there.
If you want to really push the boundaries and try to do something special, you got to train hard. You got to get used to doing those longer distances, that's for sure. So then your body adapts. So when you do hit the fatigue, your legs have already been there a million times before, so you know how to keep pushing past those points.
Another adventure.
it's definitely getting to the stage of the race where it's getting a bit medieval out there and your body's telling you to give up, but you know you're not. I'm not going anywhere. My mind's strong. The main thing is that, and I've learned, you give yourself no way out. Man, it's unbelievable course. The terrain and the scenery is unbelievable.
Do you want to
So really, because I've been jacked up and, you know, I've just been taking that in, to be honest.
Give me grief.
We're going for it. That's what I mean. The mind doesn't want to go anywhere. The body tries to tell me something else, but, you know.
Thoughts at this moment? It's early days. There's no absolutes. So just deal with what we have in front of us and move on until the next thing that needs solving.
But you got some pacing to do later.
Yeah, that's later tonight. I'm not worried about that.
Okay.
Yeah, no. I don't worry about things until they're upon me.
Okay. That's probably good for the best.
Yeah.
Having these checkpoints and seeing, you know, Michelle and you helping out, like, it just breaks up the monotony of just running the whole time. So I've just basically, you know, they're the things to look forward to. Take your mind back off it and you regroup for a minute, and we just had pizza and I'll pretty much get going soon.
My thoughts on limitations are really that they are there, but I also believe that you can create your own, and that, you know, there's a lot more that people, you know, can do than you actually think. Majority of the time, the limitations are just, you know, that little barrier in your brain. Telling yourself like it's too hard or don't have enough time or whatever reason you want to give yourself, usually it's just an excuse. I believe if you truly want it, you'll find a way to do it. I had a snap, I think, at like 200 kilometres, and I just didn't want to borrow it. I just was so broken, no sleep. Just ended up falling asleep. I didn't even know. Like, I had to lie down. think I was asleep for like nearly 2 hours or something, and I just woke up all startled, like, what, you know, what's happened? Like, you know, thinking I must be like nearly out of the race, like everyone's passed me, I've just, you know, drifted off for that long, and apparently no one had even passed me at that stage. So I ended up just, you know, regrouping, getting it together, and just went out to finish the race.
Exactly where I pulled out last year when I did the 100 mile. Just couldn't reason with myself. Sat on an esky over there. Just sat there too long and seized up and just couldn't see myself doing another marathon. So after I did that, I told myself when I drove home, because I was annoyed that I quit, that I'd come back the next year and do the 200 for not doing the 100. So here we are, and you know, even on the last couple of days, I've definitely fought some demons.
Ended up having my wife that ended up coming some pacing, and she ended up, you know, she'd never even run over 13 kilometres and ended up doing like 80 kilometres with me in the end, pacing me. And so that was an ultimate special, that race, that one actually. To finish it, I was just stoked that I knew that I could, you know, finish 200 miles, and especially after not even finishing the 100 last year. I've got two boys, Levi, who's 9, and I got Jax, who'll be 7 in November. I know Levi, he likes to try to copy me a little bit in some respects.
Do you want a jumper, Jax?
He's actually done a few little races with us. He come and did when I did a wild horse mountain race. Both the boys come up there and did that with us, and we're doing laps and stuff, so they like to be involved in it when they can. I try to encourage just being fit and active really, and the boys, they're great, and my wife Michelle, she's really supportive. She's a school teacher at the local school, and that's where both our boys go to school, so I'm lucky in that respect. They go with her to school and stuff like that.
Ryan's always been an extreme athlete. Lots of times he would go for long runs and I would have to grab the boys out of bed and go pick him up from wherever he'd run to. But these days he can just run home again. So initially it was, you know, gaining distances. Apart from that, I guess it's just the events, having to organise kids to be looked after while we come to these things, the amount of stuff we have to take, the logistics of packing the car. He does set a really aspirational example. So here I am.
That's your property as well.
A lot of my training is definitely done in, you know, the trails. I always love running trails. That's probably, you know, my favourite, but I train on all sorts of areas. I run up the roads, I will go on flat areas. I do hill sprints, I'll go to ovals. I've done oval sprint work for years. I'm doing a lot of Muay Thai, still doing that at least 2-3 times a week. You know, I do a lot of core stuff, sit-ups, I do a lot of, you know, different drills. I'll train wherever, I'll run wherever. So wherever I'm at working or wherever I'm going and staying, I'll just find a trail, find a road, whatever. All you need is a pair of shoes. At the moment for work, I'm doing formwork concreting. So that's doing massive slabs that are getting ready for the buildings that go high-rising each level. I do a lot of the demolition work, so basically it's real heavy, hard work really. So I'm always, you know, being fit and busy doing that as well. So that keeps me strong, and yeah, it's not easy work. And I work there, 6:30 till 2:30. And then once I finish that, I'm usually back here about 4 o'clock. And then the boys get home from school around the same time. And then it's pretty much just getting dinners and get ready to repeat it again.
Alright, just taking the last couple of bits out, getting ready for tomorrow. Pack the car so I don't have to do it at 3 in the morning. What are we at now? It's 8 something, so it's going to be dark out here, you might not be able to see any of it.
You know, there was a few times there, you know, in that last race where I, you nearly wanted to fold and stuff like that. So like it mentally got me stronger in that respect. And, you know, with the crew, with Michelle and everyone there that, you know, helped me realise why I'm doing it, it's definitely played a big factor. And I know I've learnt, and over the last year of even just my racing and running in general, and I've grown mentally stronger and stuff like that too. So that plays a big factor. And I've done all the training. There's no more training. You can't train any more than I train. So that side of it's not, I know I've left no stone unturned with that respect. So that always, I know that's one thing when I'm out there, I don't have to worry about that. I've definitely put in the hard work. So it's just a matter of now, you know, with the body and the mind getting it done.
It's just literally a 6.85 kilometre circuit. You just literally run round a loop, and you do that within the hour. You've got 1 hour to run 6.85 kilometres, and it doesn't matter how long it takes you, as long as you're back before the buzzer goes off to do the next lap.
Ryan rocked up at one of our events last year, very, very chilled and laid back, and very down to earth, very grounded. But and we've sort of noticed him since at other events he's done with us. You've got to remember he's relatively new to it, and it's a long learning experience, but a sharp learning curve if you're going at it like he does.
I'm really good at just macking out speed and just like go out there and continually keep pushing forward, and that's how I've really won a lot of my events. But this one's a lot different. Like everyone's on an even playing field, because there's no race. Like, you know, even if you get back first, you know, for the first 10 laps, it doesn't mean anything.
It's a little bit different to just somebody who rocks up to our events. He seems to get a bit more involved, and he's a lot of questions. So we have quite a bit of discussion about what goes on now, his event's gone, or what he's got coming up.
race doesn't even begin till you're over 24 hours at least, because that's, you know, the top 10 or whatever are going to be going into that. That's probably the main concern, just trying to keep it calm and just keep getting it done until we're at least into that next day. I want to hope to be to the end, really. So at least, you know, the ultimate goal would be the last two, and battle on and see who breaks first, really. But I don't know, you know, hopefully I don't break before then.
The last event he did, the Brisbane Valley Rail Trail, I got a little taste of it, what he likes about it, and so I thought I'd give this one a go. There's a lot to be gained from it, a lot of inner world growth, which I kind of dig. You know, personal boundaries that can be reached and pushed.
I'm out.
Michelle's just told us that she's going to go do one more lap.
No, she didn't. I've
She's done.
pushed past my
She's found her
barriers.
pain cave.
I've set a baseline for myself. If I am keen to do something with that, there's always next year. I've done my little bit. I'm ready to support.
You did good. Michelle's been out there with us, and we've been just running together most of the time for that last little bit of the last lap. I kind of just ended up leaving on, but yeah, now that kind of slowly begins to start, as a lot of people start to slowly pull out. So, what, 4 minutes to the next lap, lap 7 we're about to start. Close to a marathon kind of distance. But yeah, no, it's still early days for me.
Two minutes. 2 minutes. Another lap, my friend. think after this lap we'll be close to the 100k. I feel pretty good. I feel like, yeah, I'm sweet, you know. My eyes are starting to get a bit sucked back in, like I can feel like, you know, you're getting a bit, because you know you haven't had much sleep. Been already had popping the blisters and, you know, spraying liquid everywhere. And now I'm just getting massaged and, yeah, just Michelle's putting new socks on and getting ready for another lap in 7 minutes.
There's definitely times, you know, you want to give up. You've done over 100 and something kilometres, so it doesn't matter who you are, you're tired, you're sore, like, you know, you're jacked up. And like your mind is telling you straight away, like, what are you doing? You've had enough, you know, that's a good enough effort, you're done. And that's where I started to realise, all right, just another few more laps and just keep breaking it down. And before you know it, you've done another 20k, another 30 kilometres. And, you know, the main thing I've probably, you know, learned off that was just, again, just the mind and the human body, what it's capable is just amazing.
Eyes are starting to pop out my head.
Getting into the nitty gritty now. Gets a bit harder to get along with right now. I get a bit delirious and I will take care of it. He makes demands of me and I'm literally trying really hard, but the body needs sleep. And I'm not pushing myself as hard as him, I know that. But, you know, anyway, I've got a couple of hours under my belt now, so I feel refreshed. Had a coffee. Yeah, so now it's just riding it out. How far can we go? How low can we go?
Toes are getting pretty smashed. They still hadn't really recovered from the BVRT. So I've like, one stage there I just took off my shoes and just, they're all that mash that I went to go, like the band-aids are just soaked from the fluid. And I was going to pop them and then I just squeezed them and just all the fluid come out of them. So they're pretty smashed at the moment. I just changed socks and I didn't even really need to stab any because they had like self-pop themselves.
Every lap now is a struggle. There's no denying that. Every step hurts. And you have to keep digging deep to try to get another lap in. Just trying to break it down and
hopefully at least get to the top, you know, where it's the two of us going into a new day. Anything could happen. But definitely hurting, there's no denying that.
There was definitely points where I could say bordering along the line of, I don't know what the word is really, like you've had 20 beers or something, like, I don't know, like there was a few times I just felt like I was gliding along, and I remember just like the trees, it was just like floating through them. I guess I just felt at one with the situation really, but I could definitely tell like I was getting a bit like, I don't know, a bit crazy, I guess.
Actually coming back in and out of my feet up.
I'd like to give you a motivational speech, but the problem is the body is half jacked up and I'm just digging deep to try to find that motivation. So I've got it going inside me, but it's so hard. That's one thing that I've learned. It's hard to get that motivation when you're so jacked up. I keep telling myself just to keep breaking it down, and hopefully the body doesn't break down first.
Cheers, guys.
How you feeling? I'm going to get you a protein shake, but how are you feeling?
Good.
Are you just saying that?
I'm all good.
Great. Okay, well, give us a double thumbs up. Lap 32 down.
Yeah.
Deep in the cave. It's a jungle out there.
Ready to go, another lap, another
How you
loop.
feeling?
Good, another loop.
So I feel great.
I feel great.
In the end, it was just me and Cam.
Here comes Cam for the next adventure.
He's a really good runner, and I had a thought in my brain that he was going to be probably one of the tough ones to try to beat.
20 seconds, guys.
I didn't know how long it was going to go. I was thinking, I'm pretty sure I knew that he was prepared for the 40s and the 50 hours.
Lap 33. Let's do this.
The unknown's always the unknown, but I'll just do my best. In the end, we ended up doing 37 laps I did, so that was like 253 kilometres or something like that, I think. I was a little bit better on the day, but I said congratulations to Cam, it was an honour doing the race with you. We got the win and I was technically the biggest loser.
The victory lap. The victory lap.
Thanks for your support, man.
Good man. How are you?
Good. Just trying to finish the last one off strong.
Look how fast he's going. Here he is, Ryan Crawford, the winner of the Clint Eastwood. Last one standing. There we go.
Another cracker of an event, eh? Cheers, man.
Well done, mate.
You got a photo with?
I want to thank everyone too, everyone that supported and cheered us on. I know I don't say too much when I'm out running because I'm in the zone, but I really appreciate it and it makes a world of difference, and you guys are awesome, so yeah, everyone hands for it.
I've never really done it for like, oh, I've got to be the best fighter, I've got to be the best runner. I've always just done it just to be the best me. There's always, someone that's a better runner. There's always a better fighter. Maybe like, because you've trained so hard, you think like, this other guy hasn't trained as hard as me, so you think you can beat him. But if you don't, you don't. One of the bigger pictures that I probably got is basically just inspire people to just be better themselves. Anyone can do it. Like, I wasn't born a runner.
It's the tallest sound, the damn smallest crowd, but their hearts break loud. Far from ever feeling lost.
I was a bit lost myself and, was doing things that I wasn't 100% happy on. That turned my life around and I had a new direction, a new focus and a new goal. There's a lot of people that struggle in life and there's that many kids that are troubled, they're the kind of ones I want to help so they can grow up to be strong before they're even broken. People that are just looking for more, basically, and I'm definitely going to try to do whatever I can to encourage other people to, find their limits and help them break them.